part E, that is POQ, practical oriented question, where they'll ask you 3 questions out of which you have to answer any 2. Here also you have an option. What is cash flow? The inflow and outflow of cash in a business due to various types of activity is called as cash flows. How we are going to prepare a simple cash book where we will record only cash transaction. In the same way, it is receipt and payment account is like a summary of cash book. Hello everyone, I am Harshita, lecturer, Department of Commerce, Vidhyaashram PU College, the Temple of Excellence, Mysuru. My dear students, today we shall discuss your model question paper for 2nd PUC, which is prescribed by your Karnataka board. So let us see what would be this year's question paper pattern and what are the questions they have asked in your model question paper. So as I told you, today we are going to discuss your 2nd PUC Accountancy model question paper 2022-23. Now moving on to this session, let us see what is the question paper pattern. So my dear students, this year your question paper pattern have been changed a bit. So you will be having your multiple choice question, fill in the blanks, match the following as well as 1 mark or 1 word questions. So let us see what would be your question paper pattern. Along with that, we shall discuss the solution for that paper also. So going through your question paper pattern, so your part A will be 1 mark question. So your part A is 1 mark question. So total number of questions asked is 16 questions. So but the mark what you get in part A is 20 marks. So you may wonder how you can get 20 marks out of 16 questions. So in your 11th question, children, so they have given you, that is a match the following, they have given you A, B, C, D and E. So that whole will be your 11th question. So where you get 5 marks in the match the following. So let us see how the questions they have asked later. So timing, you remember, in your part A, there are 16 questions out of which you don't have any other options. So you have to attempt all the 16 questions. So the total weightage of part A is 20 marks. Coming to your part B, you are having 2 marks questions where they are going to ask you 8 questions out of which you have to answer any 5. Here you have an option. Okay, so in your first 20 marks, you don't have any other option. So it is highly difficult if you don't know each and every bit of your syllabus. Okay, so you have to go through the whole syllabus because you don't have any other option. So more chances of losing the marks here. Okay, so those who are expecting for centum, go through each and every bit of your syllabus. Okay, so you don't have an option in part A. Coming to part B, there are 8 questions where you have to answer any 5 and the total weightage is 10 marks. Okay, coming to your part C, that is 6 marks question. So they will ask you 7 questions out of which you have to answer any 4. Here also your high chances of getting full marks because you have options here. Okay, so out of 7 you have to answer any 4 and the total weightage is 24 marks. Coming to your part D, that is 12 marks question. Okay, so here also 7 questions they will ask, out of which you have to answer only 3. So when you compare your previous year question paper, there you had to answer 4. But here, this year, you are going to answer only 3 out of 7 questions. So here, 1 question has been skipped from here, where it has been included in your 1 mark question. Okay, so out of 7, you have to answer only 3 and the total weightage is 36 marks. So there are high chances here also to score out of 7 questions, you are going to answer only 3. Now coming to your last part, that is part E, 5 marks POQ question, that is practical oriented question, where they'll ask you 3 questions out of which you have to answer any 2. 2. And this is an easy part once again. So if you have gone through the whole concept, so they will just ask you the format, or they will just ask you to prepare any of the account with imaginary figures. So if you know the account properly, so just you have to put the particulars and put your imaginary figures. Okay, so there are 3 questions out of which you have to answer only 2, and the total weightage of this part is 10 marks. So hope you are clear with your question paper pattern. Note these changes, children. So in your part A, you don't have any other options. So you are writing for 20 marks, and make sure that all those 20 questions or the 16 questions you have to attempt simultaneously. You are not going to write in one page and you are going to shift the other part into another page. So this will not happen. So you have to continuously write all the answers. Okay, that is your part A, where you don't have any other option. Part B, out of 8 questions, you are going to answer any 5 questions. Part C, that is for 6 marks. Out of 7, you are going to answer any 4. Next, part D, that is 12 marks question, where out of 7, you are going to answer only 3 questions. Next, part E, that is POQ, practical oriented question, where they will ask you 3 questions, out of which you have to answer any 2. Here also you have an option. So from here to here, that is part B to part E, you are having an option. So in the part A, you have to be careful with each and every concept of your syllabus. Okay, so the total number of questions is 41 question. As I told you, in your part A, your 11th question will be match the following, where they'll ask you A, B, C, D and E. So the whole A, B, C, D and E, that 5 marks is of 11th question. So the total question is 41, and total number of questions to be answered is 30 questions, and the total weightage or total marks of this paper is 100 marks. So you are going to write for 100 marks. So hope you are clear with the question paper pattern. Now we shall see the blueprint of your model question paper, that is for this year. So what is your blueprint? So from which chapter you can expect 1 marks, 6 marks, 12 marks, as well as your POQ question, as well as your 2 marks. So chapter wise, let us see how many number of questions they have asked in each and every chapter. So this will be your blueprint for second PUC, and remember your subject code for accountancy is 30. So this will be the subject code. So if you see your book 1, so there are 5 chapters. Accounting for not-for-profit organization, accounting for partnership basic concepts, reconstitution of partnership firm, that is admission of a partner. Again, under reconstitution of a partnership firm, we have retirement or death of a partner, and the last chapter is 5th chapter is dissolution of partnership firm. Now, if you say the first chapter, accounting for not-for-profit organization, so the total marks that will be asked in your question paper is 16 marks, where 1 mark 2 questions will be asked, 2 marks 1 question, and 12 marks 1 question. So you are having 2 questions of 1 marks, 1 question of 2 marks, and 1 question of 12 marks. Coming to your second chapter, accounting for partnership basic concept, so the total weightage is 10 marks, where you can expect 2 questions of 1 mark and 1 question of 2 marks and 1 question of 6 marks. Coming to your third chapter, reconstitution of partnership firm, under that admission of a partner. So the total weightage is 16 marks. So where you can expect 2 questions of 1 mark, 1 question of 2 marks and 1 question of 12 marks. So you can normally expect what are the questions you might get for 12 marks. So 12 marks, 1 will be NPO as well as 1 from admission of a partner. Next, coming to the next 4th chapter, reconstitution of a partnership firm, under that retirement or death of a partner. So the total weightage is 14 marks here. Once again, they'll ask you 2 questions of 1 marks as well as 2 questions of 6 marks. So 1 question will be from retirement, that is 6 marks question, and 1 question will be from death of a partner. So normally they'll ask you deceased partner capital account or deceased partner executor account for 6 marks. And from retirement, you can expect a question on either gain ratio or new profit sharing ratio under retirement. Next, last chapter under book 1, that is dissolution of partnership firm. So the total weightage is 15 marks, where 1 marks 1 question, 2 marks 1 question, as well as 1 question of 12 marks. So normally 100% you will get a question from dissolution of partnership firm. So this is about your part A or book 1, where you can expect these number of questions from each individual chapters. So the total marks from book 1 or part 1 is 71 marks you can expect from here. 1 mark, 9 questions will be there, 2 marks, 4 questions will be there, and 6 marks, 3 questions, 12 marks, 3 questions. So this will be the blueprint of part 1 or book 1. Now coming to book 2 or the part 2 of your accountancy syllabus. So here you are having 6 chapters. So in your book 1 you are having only 5 chapters. Here you are having 6 chapters. So your chapter 1 is accounting for share capital. Second is issue and redemption of debentures. Third one, financial statement of a company. Fourth one, analysis of financial statement. Fifth one, accounting ratios. Sixth one, cash flow statement. So let us individually see. So chapter wise, what would be the weightage of each chapter and what type of questions they will ask. So the total weightage of your first chapter, that is accounting for share capital, is the total marks are 16 marks, where you can expect 2 questions of 1 mark, 1 question of 2 marks, as well as 1 question of 12 marks. So normally you know what type of question they will ask for 12 marks under share capital, that is your reissue as well as forfeiture, reissue. These questions will be asked for 12 marks. And the next one is second chapter, issue and redemption of debenture. So the total weightage is 20 marks. Very important chapter. So the total weightage is 20 marks, where you can expect 2 questions of 1 mark, 1 questions of 6 marks, as well as 1 question of 12 marks. So you can expect 2 question of 1 mark, 6 marks 1 question, 12 marks 1 question. So the total weightage is 20 marks. Coming to the next chapter, third, financial statement of a company. So the total weightage is 10 marks here. So you can expect 2 questions of 1 mark, as well as 1 question of 2 marks, as well as 1 question of 6 marks. So 1 mark 1 question, 2 marks 1 question, as well as 6 marks 1 question. So the total weightage is 10 marks here. Next, coming to your fourth chapter, analysis of financial statement. Very easy chapter. So the total weightage is 16 marks, where you can expect 1 mark 2 question, 2 marks 1 question, as well as 12 marks easy problem on common size or comparative statement, that is 12 marks 1 question. So the total weightage is 16 marks. Now coming to your next chapter, that is chapter 5, accounting ratios. So the total weightage is 19 marks. This is also an important chapter. So where you can expect 1 mark 1 question, 6 marks 1, as well as 12 marks 1 question. Now coming to your last chapter, cash flow statement. So the total weightage is 10 marks here, where you can expect 1 mark 2 questions, 2 marks 1 question, and 6 marks 1 question. So hope you are clear about the weightage under part 2 or part B. So that is your book 2 or part 2. Now let us see the total of part 2. So you can expect 91 marks from part 2 itself. So if you see your part 1, so you are having only 71 marks from part 1, whereas from part 2 you are expecting 91 marks from part 2, where you will be having 1 mark 11 questions, 2 marks 4 questions, 6 marks 4 questions, and 12 marks 4 questions. So this is excluding your POQ questions. So we can't expect from which chapter they are going to ask you the POQ question. So they'll give 3 questions, out of which you have to answer any 2. So they have not given in the blueprint from which chapter they are going to ask you the POQ question. So you have to be ready for all type of questions, that is POQ questions. So grand total of part 1 and part 2 excluding POQ is 162 marks. So if you leave your POQ questions, so the total marks will be for 162. That is from part 1 and part 2. So, and we have extra 3 POQ questions. So, POQ questions of 5 marks each in section E. So, it will be 15 and total marks and section wise marks is 177. In the sense, the whole question paper will be set for 177 marks, out of which you are going to answer only for 100 marks. So, the total number of questions, that is 20 questions will be asked of 1 mark and 8 questions of 2 marks and 7 questions of 6 marks and 7 questions of 12 marks, and you have 3 extra questions, that is practical oriented question. So the total weightage is 177 marks. So hope you are clear with the blueprint. So make sure that know the blueprint, and as per the blueprint you study for your exam. Now we shall begin with your model question paper, what they have given. So they have given as per this blueprint only. So how the marks have been distributed, in the same way they have given the blueprint. So let us see what type of asked from each and every chapter. Now this will be your model question paper, second year PUC, and as I told you, your code for accountancy subject is 30. And the maximum marks is 100, but the total question paper will be set for 177 marks, where you are going to answer only for 100, that is excluding your options. So you are going to write for 100 marks. And the time duration for your accountancy paper is 3 hours 15 minutes. Let us see what are the instructions they have given here. So the first one is, all the sub questions of section A should be answered continuously at one place. So as I told you earlier itself, you are going to attempt all the questions of section A simultaneously. You are not going to write one question here and next question in the other page. So you have to answer it simultaneously. That is your sub questions. Coming to your second instruction, provide working notes wherever necessary. Of course, in accountancy, we need a working note. So, wherever working note is required, provide the working note properly. That is, necessary working note has to be provided. Next, third instruction, 15 minutes extra has been allotted for the candidates to read the questions. So 3 hours, 15 minutes will be the paper, where 3 hours you are going to write the answer or you are going to solve the paper. Whereas 15 minutes extra is given in order to read the question paper properly. So in that 15 minutes itself, you have to analyze which question you know properly and which question you have to attempt. Don't stuck in between. Go through the question paper properly and start solving the paper. Okay, so that 15 minutes is given to read the question paper. So read the question paper properly. Next is, figures in the right hand margin indicate the full marks. So I'll show you, so where they have given the marks. So in your question paper, they'll give you 5 into 1 is equal to 5, which means that the part wise they'll give the marks for that each part. So that will be the figures in the right hand margin indicates the full marks. So these are the instructions what they have given in your paper. Now we shall go to part A. So as I told you, 20 marks without any option, you have to attempt the question properly. So let us see in part A what are the questions they have asked. So your first main itself, choose the correct answer from the choices given. In the sense, you are having multiple choice questions, and here the marks they have given 5 into 1 is equal to 5. In the sense, 5 multiple choice question has been given, which carries 1 marks each. Now go through the first question. Not-for-profit organization are formed for. So they have given the option here: A, profit; B, service; C, profit and service; D, none of the above. So what is the answer? Easy question from the first chapter. What is the main motive of not-for-profit organization? So they have given the option and the answer is option B, service. So NPO or not-for-profit organization is mainly formed in order to render service. Okay, so go through the options properly and answer. And one more thing, while you are answering, you have to write this A, B, C, D. So whatever they have given, along with that you will write the answer. So, B, service. So, you have to write this also. Now, your second question is, Nanda, Padma and Chandra are partners sharing profit in the ratio 5:3:2. So, they have given there are 3 partners and their profit sharing ratio is 5:3:2. If Padma retires, the new profit sharing ratio between Nanda and Chandra will be. So, they are asking, so if one partner retires, what would be their new profit sharing ratio? So, Nanda, Padma and Chandra, and their profit sharing ratio is 5:3:2. Now, who retires? Padma retires. So, Padma retires from the partnership firm. What is the new profit sharing ratio of Nanda and Chandra? Correct? So, what is the new profit sharing ratio then? 5:2. So, this is the answer. Okay. So, they have given the option A 5:2, B 5:3, C 3:2, D none of the above. So, easy question. So, what is the answer? Option A 5:2. Now, coming to your third question, equity shareholders are. So, this is from part 2 book, that is they have asked a question, equity shareholders are. So, what they are? They are the real owners of the business. Now, they have given the option creditors of the company, owners of the company, customers of the company, none of the above. So, what is your answer? Owners of the company. So, you have to write B, owners of the company. Next, fourth question, current asset does not include. So, go through the option and you have to answer. Current asset does not include. Option A, short-term investment. Option B, cash and cash equivalents. Option C, building. Option D, inventory. Very easy question. So, here by option itself will come to know what is the answer. Option C, building. Building is a fixed asset. It is not a current asset. So, your answer is option C, building. Next, your fifth question, that is multiple choice question. Financial statement of a business enterprise include. So, what are the financial statement of a business include? So, they have given the option. So, read the options properly, then you have to answer. Option A, balance sheet. Option B, statement of profit and loss. And balance sheet, cash flow statement, all of the above. So, your answer is what? These are all considered as financial statement of a business. So, your answer is option D, all of the above. So, hope you are clear. So, out of 20 questions, 5 will be multiple choice question and we are done with it. Now, we shall see next second main under part A itself. Fill in the blanks by choosing the appropriate answers from those given in the bracket. This is also very easy to attempt. They have given all the answers in the bracket. Okay. So, the weightage is they will ask you 5 questions, 5 fill in the blanks which carries 1 marks each. So, all the answers are given in the bracket. Just you have to choose the answer for your respective question. Now, go through the sixth question. In order to form partnership, there should be at least dash person. So, in the bracket itself, they have given the answer. So, how many persons is required to form a partnership? 2. Correct? So, your answer is 2. Next question, seventh question. Old share minus new share is equal to. So, what would be the answer from these brackets what they have given? So, your answer is sacrifice ratio. So, what is the answer? Sacrifice ratio. Next, eighth question. 2000, 12% debentures issued at par. Here 12%. So, they have given 12% debenture. Here 12% means what? So, see the options there. So, it means interest rate. Correct? So, your answer is interest rate. Next, ninth question. Common size analysis is also known as. So, see the option. Your options left is vertical analysis, cash outflow. So, what is your answer? Vertical analysis. So, your answer is vertical analysis. Next, your 10th question. Purchase of any asset by paying cash results in. What is the remaining one? Cash outflow. So, your answer is cash outflow. So, this is a very easy main, that is your second main fill in the blanks where they will give the answers in the bracket itself. Just you have to choose the answer for the respective question. So hope you are clear with second main of part A. Now come to the third main. Match the following. So here I have told you in your 11th question you will be having A, B, C, D, E. So this carries 5 marks. So each and every question carries 5 marks here. So the total weightage is 5 into 1, that is equal to 5. So this whole match the following carries 5 marks. Now they have given the question like this: partnership deed, that is A, B part they have given. Under A we have partnership deed, B goodwill, C realization account, D Companies Act, E share capital. Now these are the easy concept. So by seeing the part A itself you can match there, because as per the chapter they have given. So many a times you have come across these words. So it is very easy to match here. Okay, partnership deed. So we'll come across in the second chapter, that is accounting for partnership basic concept. So what would be the answer? Whether it is shareholders fund 2013, it is a written agreement. Correct? So your answer is what? Partnership deed is a written agreement. So you have to answer like this. Write your part A, respective answer you write in part B. So partnership deed, 3 written agreement. Goodwill. So goodwill is what? It is an intangible asset. So you have to write 4 intangible asset. Next, realization account. Where do we come across realization account? Under dissolution of partnership firm. Right? So let us see what are the options. Yes, we have dissolution of partnership firm. So C, write 5, dissolution of partnership firm. Next, Companies Act. So Companies Act we know it is 2013. Recent Companies Act is 2013. So we'll write 2 2013. Share capital. So we have left one here, shareholders fund. Write 1 here, shareholders fund. Easy to get the marks here and match the following, fill in the blanks, as well as multiple choice question. The answers are there in the question itself. Just you have to match or you have to choose the right answer. Okay, so this is about your third main, match the following. Now coming to your fourth main under part A itself. So answer the following question in 1 word or 1 sentences each. So you have to answer in 1 word or 1 sentence, where they'll ask you 5 questions. Each question carries 5 marks. Okay, so go through the first question what they have asked here. That is your 12th question. Give an example for not-for-profit organization. We have come across there are a number of not-for-profit organizations like hospitals, government schools, government libraries. So you can answer any one, because they have clearly told you have to answer in 1 word or 1 sentence. So you can answer government schools. Next is, who is an executor? So we will come across this concept under death of a partner. So who is an executor? After a partner dies, so whatever the profit or whatever the share of capital or share of goodwill that has to be given to the deceased partner who have died, so his property or his share has to be transferred to his legal representative, who is called as what? Executor. So who is an executor? Executor is a legal representative of a deceased partner. Here deceased partner in the sense what? The partner who have died. So after his death, whatever the share which has to be given to him will be transferred to a person who is called as what? Executor. So you have to write it neatly. Who is an executor? Executor is the legal representative of a deceased partner in a partnership firm. Next, your 14th question, expand DRR. So where do we come across? In the debenture chapter. Correct? So what is DRR? Debenture Redemption Reserve. So whenever you are writing an expansion, make sure that this D should be capital, R should be capital and R should be capital, which means DRR, Debenture Redemption Reserve. So these are the 4 questions. Let us see the next 2 questions there. 15th question, liquidity ratio are short term in nature. So they have given whether we have to state it true or false. So liquidity ratio are short term in nature. Yes, your answer is correct. So the answer is true. Next question, 16th one, give the meaning of cash flows. So we will come across under cash flow statement. So what do you mean by cash flow? The inflow and outflow of cash is called as what? Cash flows. So cash flow statement is a third important financial statement which shows inflow and outflow of cash and cash equivalents from various activities of a company during a specific period. So, if you understand the concept, you can write on your own words. So, what is cash flow? The inflow and outflow of cash in a business due to various types of activity is called as cash flows. Okay, so these are the 1 mark question they have asked under part A. So, they have divided into Roman number 1, 2, 3 and 4. So, your 1 is all about multiple choice question. 2 is fill in the blanks, 3 is match the following, and your Roman number 4, 1 word or 1 sentence questions. So this is about your part A. So the total weightage is 20 marks. Now we shall move on to your part B, that is 2 marks question. So let us see what are the questions they have asked in your 2 marks, that is your part B. And 5th main, answer any 5 questions, each question carries 2 marks. So here you will be having an option. So out of 8 questions, you are going to answer only 5. And each question carries 2 marks. So your first question is, state 2 features of receipt and payment account. So in your first chapter, that is not-for-profit organization, you have to go through the meaning of receipt and payment account, its features, income and expenditure account and its features. So normally they'll ask for 2 marks. So in this paper they have asked, state any 2 feature of receipt and payment account. So what is receipt and payment account? So in your debit side you will record all the receipts, in your credit side you will record all the payments. So receipt and payment account is like a cash book. So we will call it as, it is a summary of cash book. Correct? So you can write any 2 features. So when they ask any 2 features, write point-wise point. Okay? So here the first point is, it is a summary of cash book. So its form is similar to that of simple cash book. So how we are going to prepare a simple cash book where we will record only cash transaction. In the same way, it is receipt and payment account is like a summary of cash book. And a second point is, all the receipts are recorded in the debit side and all the payments are recorded in the credit side. And one more feature you can write is, what is the main intention of preparing receipts and payment account? In order to know the opening as well as closing, cash in hand as well as cash at bank. So that would be the next feature. So normally for 2 marks they'll ask you only 2 features. So go through the meaning as well as features. Okay, in the same way receipt and payment account as well as your income and expenditure account. And the next question, that is your 18th question. So they have asked from the second chapter, what is fixed capital system? Okay, so this is a 2 marks question where you can expect from your second chapter. So what is fixed capital system? Or they might ask you, what is fluctuating capital system? So what is fixed capital system? As a word itself tells us that under this type of system, the capital of the partner remains fixed year after year. So it will change only when additional capital is introduced or if any capital is withdrawn by the partner. Other than that, the capital of the partner remains fixed. So you have to write the 2 sentence here because it is a 2 marks question. So how you can write? It is the method under which the capital of the partner shall remain fixed or same year after year. So it will not change, it remain fixed. So when it will change only when additional capital is introduced or a part of capital is withdrawn. So when it will change? Only when the additional capital is introduced or a part of capital is withdrawn. That is in the form of drawings. Other than that, the capital of the partner remains fixed year after year. So that was our 18th question. Coming to your 19th question, state any 2 factors which determine the goodwill of the firm. This is from admission of a partner. So they have asked you, state any 2 factors which determine the goodwill of the firm. On what basis the goodwill of the firm is valued. Okay. So it may be depending upon the nature of the business, or it may be depending upon the location of the firm where it has been situated, or due to the efficiency of the management. So all these factors which determine the goodwill of the firm, you can write any two because they have clearly asked two factors. Okay, so I have given you three, but you can write any two. Next, 20th question, give the journal entry for an asset taken over by the partner under dissolution of partnership firm. So this is from dissolution chapter. They have asked you, they will definitely ask you a journal entry. So when the asset is taken over by the partner, or they might ask you when the liabilities are taken over by the partner. So what would be the journal entry for recording dissolution expenses? So if you know that 12 marks problem clearly, so you can easily answer this question. So what is the journal entry when asset is taken over by the partner? Your journal entry is partner's capital account data to realization account. Need not draw the column, you can write like this only. So partner's capital account data to realization account being asset taken over by the partner. So this will be the answer for your 20th question. Coming to the 21st, state any two categories of share capital. So this is from your share capital chapter, that is issue of share capital. So from this chapter they have asked, state any two categories of share capital. So we have number of categories like authorized, issued, called up, paid up. So these are the categories of share capital. So they have asked clearly only two. So you can write authorized capital, issued capital. And the next 22nd question, write any two objectives of financial statement. So this is from financial statement of a company chapter. So they have asked you, write any two objectives of financial statement. So your first point is to provide information about the earning capacity of the business. So what is the main intention of preparing financial statement? To know the financial position or what would be the earning capacity of the business. So in order to know what is the value of assets and liabilities of the business, so these are the objectives of preparing financial statement. So you can write point wise. Okay, so your first point is to provide information about the capacity of the business, and the next one is to provide information about the cash flows. So cash flow statement is also one of the important financial statement where we'll come across what is a cash inflow and what is a cash outflow. So these are the objectives of financial statement. When they ask two, you write two, or if you don't know properly, then write three. Okay, so this will be a 2 marks question. And your 23rd question, list any two tools of financial statement analysis. So easy to remember because you have come across common size statement as well as comparative statement for 12 marks. Okay, so easy to answer. If they ask list any two tools of financial statement, so your answer is comparative statement and the next one is common size statement. So these are the two tools of financial statement analysis. And one more easy way to remember is under financial statement analysis, we have only two types of problem. One is common size as well as comparative. So it may be balance sheet or profit and loss account. But you have heard many times about comparative as well as common size statement. So when they ask tools of financial statement analysis, you can write the answer comparative statement and common size statement. Next, our 24th question, mention two activities which are classified as per Accounting Standard 3. So when you hear the word activities itself, so in your last chapter, that is cash flow statement, will come across three activities: financing, operating as well as investing activities. So you can write those activities. So they have asked you two, but you know three properly. So you can write all the three: operating activities, investing activities as well as financing activities. So these are the 2 marks question they have asked. They have asked you 8 questions, out of which you are going to answer only 5. So go through the blueprint and you can expect what type of questions they will ask in your question paper. So hope you are clear with all the 2 marks question along with the answers. So in my next session, we shall continue with the model question paper itself. We shall discuss with part C. So in today's session, we have discussed about part A, that is whole 20 marks will be from part A without any options. You have to answer compulsory. And part B, where you will be having 2 marks questions. Out of 8 questions, you are going to answer only 5 questions. So in my next class, we shall discuss about part C. That is all the 6 marks questions along with the solutions. Hope you have understood today's session. Hope you came to know how the model question paper will be and what is the question paper pattern for your final examination. See you all in my next session with part C, that is 6 marks question. Till then, take care. Thank you.